If you're a pest controller, or you do a lot of pest control for a living, or you just enjoy doing pest control, and you're after a workhorse, a nice compact rifle, something that will give you a big shot count, lots of reliability, and very, very accurate, then this really might interest you. Hi guys, this is RACKNLOAD, and this is the Verminator Mark II by FX. And it is a very, very, very good gun. Now, I've got a lot of experience with the Verminator Mark I, quite a lot of experience with that gun. Very good gun, very reliable gun, and very tough gun as well. This thing, vastly improved. Few little quirks that I'm not sure about, like the magazines. I don't know, FX. These magazines are dead sleek and everything. I don't know, they're just fiddly. Just fiddly. Give me just a steel or aluminium, just round magazine where you just push the pellets in and shove it in the gun any day. But well, I won't go into it. I moaned about these on my Bobcat review, but anyway, we'll talk more about that shortly. So let me just give you the specs on this gun then. So the overall weight of this gun is 2.9 kilos. The length is 750 millimeters. It's got threaded M2 thread, whatever that means, on the end of the muzzle. I'll show you that in a minute. And the barrel is 300 millimeters. It's a right short little barrel on it. So you've got a 300 millimeter barrel It's got the FX smooth twist rifling in the barrel too. But let's go into detail. Get the boring stuff out of the way. So I'll just show you in FX's brochure. This is the Mark II. Just sort of show you here. This is where I'm reading all my data off. They do a Mark II Extreme, and this one actually fires arrows or bolts. Not legal in the UK, I don't think, because it's using a power source to fire the bolt, so I don't think that's legal here in the UK. But they do some cool stuff. FX do. They really do. Very, very cool guns. But this thing is absolutely perfect if you're into your pest control. So accuracy wise, let's just sort of dive in. I'll show you my targets. Yeah, I know I'm not the most accurate shooter, but this will give you a rough idea. This one is in 2.2, by the way, and these were shot at 30 yards. 2 shots on there. Yeah, I know, not great, but you know, not bad for me. I'm happy with that. This one was a bit messy. This one, oh, well, that's a good group, but that was a 1-hole group as well. I'm happy with that one. These were 3 shots. This was the last one that I did. 3-shot grouping on there. Not bad. I mean, that's at 30 yards. Obviously, you can stretch this thing out a little further. I didn't want to sort of take it out too far, what with the short barrel. It is more than capable, but I think, you know, you're not going to buy this gun for long range work, to be honest. This is going to be ideal for, like I say, a pest controller, you know, or someone who's clearing pigeons, that sort of stuff around farm buildings. Absolutely ideal gun. By the way, it's wearing a Hawk 3 to 9 times 50mm IR. I love the Hawk scopes. You know, they're not top of the range, I know that, but for the money, they're absolutely cracking. So, the FX Verminator Mark II. So let's talk about the magazines then. So, like I said, I did moan about these a little bit in my FX Bobcat review. They're very nice, they look nice, they're very sleek, you know. I just find them fiddly, really fiddly. Like I said, I just prefer it where you just get a magazine where you just got to push all the pellets in and then put it in the gun. This thing, you've got to sort of spin this round all the way to sort of, hang on, not that way. Yeah, you've got to spin this round all the way to sort of basically wind the magazine up, put a pellet in, and then put all the rest of the pellets in. It's just fiddly. It's all right if you're on the range or like testing or whatever, but if you're out in the field, you know, and you're gonna load these up, you know, if it's raining or you got cold fingers or whatever, you're gonna have problems. But you know, you're gonna have spare ones anyway, so the chances are you're gonna fill these things up anyway. But good shot count anyway. I mean, these 12-shot magazines, so you know, it'll definitely a magazine full will keep you going for a short while at least. But I'm not a fan of the magazines. They are nice, they are reliable, you know, they're very effective. And the good thing about them, let me just show you how you load the gun. Obviously, we're in a safe direction anyway, but it is empty, this magazine is. But this little recess here, you basically just slide it in like that. And the good thing about it is, as you're sort of rattling the shots off, you can see the shots sort of spinning round, so you're pretty much aware of how many shots you've got left in the gun. So that is a good thing about these magazines. But they are very sleek, and I suppose with this Perspex front, it's going to keep any sort of debris away from your pellets anyway. But that's the magazine. I mean, once you've loaded the magazine, put it in the gun, it's literally just push this lever forward. I can't do it at the minute because, like I say, they are clockwork magazines, so you have to have pellets loaded in to sort of open that that gap there to sort of put your first round in. So I can't actually sort of do that in this sort of situation, in a review situation, because I don't want to load one into the gun. But imagine the magazine's in, just close her up like that, and you're good to go. Fire it off in a safe direction. It's literally just cock it and fire away. Non-automatic safety, what we're talking about. Safety, we may as well show you the actual safety catch. Nice and positive. Dead easy to use. Pretty much self-explanatory. It's only on the one side there. But we're kind of jumping the gun here. We usually go from the stock end. So let's get back on track. Go from the stock end then, in this full rack and load review of the FX Verminator Mark II. So, this is the recoil pad or butt pad, whatever you want to call it. Fairly soft rubber, non sort of ventilated. It's fairly, you know, standard. It is adjustable. You can get your wrench in there, if you can just see, and you can adjust that thing. And then the cheek piece, fully ambidextrous, and it's kind of like a soft touch synthetic. Really nice actually. Cheek piece is really nice, really comfortable. With this gun, talking about the cheek piece, and I found it, to be honest, is, well, for me anyway, and I have got high mounts on this scope, they weren't quite high enough. I mean, can you get higher mounts than that, or do I just bang a rail on that thing on top of this dovetail just to raise the scope up? I was having to really sort of squash my cheek down to sort of get a good bead through this scope. So I think that's just must be my big head, I suppose. I don't know. But probably just the fact that I needed taller scope rails, you know, just so I could get a good bead through. I mean, you know, like I say, it's that's down to the individual shooter. But like I say, the cheek piece, the stock, it does sort of completely enshroud the bottle. When I can talk, I'm losing my voice. Completely sort of shrouds that, so you can sort of basically hides the bottle and makes it look a bit more pleasing to the eye. Moving along to the pistol grip, pretty sort of plain and standard really, no sort of finger grooves in there or anything. Simple sort of just grip there, no checkering or anything like that, so to speak, just like a simple pattern there to give you traction. It is a very grippy pistol grip anyway. The whole stock is, it's just like a rubber, like a soft rubber effect on this synthetic polymer. It's strange stuff really. Same as what the Bobcat's done in, but it feels good. It's actually warm as well to the touch. And then moving along, it all flows through to the fore end, and the same pattern there on the fore end to give you that grip. Very simple really. And the gauge there, I'll show you the gauge, that's in the perfect place and nice and neat as well. A nice sort of protective cover over it. I do like that, they've done a nice job of that. I do like seeing gauges here rather than here myself. As you know, if you watch Rack and Load regularly, you'll know that I do moan about gauges that where you've got to look down the barrel to see how much air you've got left in the gun. But yeah, just a real nice stock, very simple, very effective, fully weatherproof, very grippy, and I suppose pretty tactical as well, if you're that way inclined. Now the trigger is absolutely amazing. It is super lightweight, straight out of the box. This gun is fully adjustable. It's a match grade trigger without a doubt. It took me by surprise. The first shot, dude, I was like, whoa, that thing just went off. It was literally, whoa, let's just give it a measure. It is honestly super light. Right, so let's give this gun a measure then. I'll just cock it. It is in a safe direction. And let's give it a pull. 13.6 ounces on the Lyman trigger gauge. That is light. That is absolutely super light. For a hunting gun, you might want it a little heavier. I know I would for sure. The trigger guard itself is obviously incorporated into the stock, so that is sort of just mega chunky. Plenty of room in there as well if you're wearing gloves, but trust me, you need to adjust that trigger to make it a little bit heavier, because if you are wearing gloves you just ain't gonna feel it. The Mark II's bolt is a little bit smaller than the Mark 1's. The Mark 1's had like that big bar that had quite a bit of sort of grip on it. I kind of preferred that. It was a little bit faster for follow-up shots and better if you was wearing gloves. This thing's, I don't know, it's a bit small. I'd prefer it a little bit bigger myself. The actual handle itself, this bar, I mean that's fine as it is, but it would have just been better if you could put some sort of bigger handle on there. Don't know, in my opinion anyway. But it is nice and chunky. I think you'd sort of struggle to break this with hard use. I don't know. I've got this gun on loan, so I couldn't really, you know, give it too much of a thrashing, to be fair. And then moving along the action of the gun, there's where you put the magazine, obviously. And that brass bit there is what the magazine sort of slots into. That recess there sort of just show you from the other side if I can. That recess there, look, on the mag, just pushes in like that and stops it coming out. 3 different power settings on this gun as well, just by rotating this wheel. This is on maximum power, number 3. You can spin it round. It's a little bit stiff, this one is. Let's crank it round to number 2. And then number 1 power setting. So that's cool, you know, if you're using this thing for pest control and you sort of happen to be in a barn and you're fairly close up, you can crank it down so you haven't sort of got to worry about damaging anything or ricochets or anything like that. So it's a good option to have anyway. You know, you can just adjust the power to sort of whatever situation you're in. The Verminator Mark II has FX's smooth twist barrel. Like I said, this one is just 300mm long, fully shrouded, and you've got a thread protector on here. And you undo that. This is like an aluminium thread protector. Very well made. Got knurling on there to give you plenty of grip to sort of undo it and tighten it up. And that reveals FX's M20 thread. So you can add on any of FX's accessories, silencers or whatever you want to put on the end of this thing. To be honest, you don't really need to. It's quite enough, this gun is. And this barrel, by the way, is slightly choked as well to sort of add a little bit more accuracy. And then your filler port to fill this gun up is neatly hidden away under this polymer cover. Nice and chunky polymer cover. And there's your filler nozzle there. Nice and easy and simple. And that thing just pushes on. That is just dead neat. No sort of unscrewing of anything or anything like that, just dead neat, push on cover that stays on. On the FX is an 11mm dovetail scope rail, so you've got plenty of room to mount your optics. Like I said, this one is wearing a Hawk 3-9x50. It's a mil-dot scope, real nice scope actually. Goes well on this gun anyway. The Verminator's manual is, well, pretty much standard really. The FX manual is for all of their range. It basically covers every model that they do. So it sort of covers all your operating instructions and, you know, your safety do's and don'ts. Covers the different magazines that the rifles have, from this one, the 12-shot awkward one that I'll call it, and the nice easy one. Shows you how to like load all the different models really. So it's a kind of a sort of standard manual covering pretty much everything that FX has to offer. But it's a nice clear manual anyway, and it shows you some of the accessories you can get for your FX at the back of the manual. Nice, neat, cool manual though, without a doubt. I'll give you a better look actually at some of the other models in this brochure. It is an old brochure actually, while we're looking at booklets. You know, they've got some cool stuff, FX have, without a shadow of a doubt. Need to get my hands on more of these FXs. Got some real cool target guns. There's a Verminator, and this is the original Verminator actually, the Mark 1. As you can see, what I was talking about with the handle there, the cocking handle, it's just a little bit bigger, gives a bit more grip, easier to use compared to this little thing. I don't know, it's down to preference, but I've been that used to using this thing that was, I don't know, took some getting used to. Pretty much the same gun though, apart from you've got an unshrouded barrel on this one. These things are quite loud actually without the shrouded barrel, especially when you've got a brake on one of them. Not that you need a muzzle brake on an air gun, but that thing does make it loud. And then you've got a few other different models that FX do. Look at them things. Super accurate target rifles. I'll try and get my hands on more of these FXs, guys. I really do love them. They are very cool guns, without doubt. And then we've got the Mark II, I've showed you that. I'll show you that in a minute. The actual box. It comes with a very cool box. Briefcase style box. Really, really cool. I'll show you that in a minute. And that's like the extreme, like I was saying, that thing fires bolts. Whew. That could be interesting. Seriously interesting. And they do a pistol as well. And then more of the same. It's pretty much a bigger version of the manual at the back of this, just showing all the accessories. Anyway, I'm waffling on about stuff there that I haven't got my hands on at the minute. But anyway, guys, a great gun, perfect for a pest controller. Like I said, you know, this is the ideal gun for around the farm. Absolutely ideal. Super compact, pretty much lightweight. You know, it's going to be weatherproof, it's durable. You're going to get loads of shots out of this 300cc bottle. You know, pretty much rocking with this gun. Just show you guys the box that the FX Verminator comes in. Pretty much like a briefcase, this thing is. Really pretty cool. And it's all cut out inside. I'll just show you the actual opening mechanism on the box. That's cool. I'll just drop this thing down. Fully padded as well in this box. And then look at that. Absolutely brilliant. And it's also cut out for any accessories that you might want to get as well. So, and even if you've got a scope mounted on this gun, which obviously you're going to have, it's all cut out, ready to go. And it's nice, tough foam as well. So that is really, really cool. So you get everything you need with the FX, guys. You get your filler adapter. Obviously that comes as standard with the Verminator. And you get one magazine. Definitely need to get more of these things if you're, like I say, into your pest control, shooting, hunting, whatever. Definitely need more of them. And then while I'm putting this thing in the box, I'll just show you in a bit more detail. Here's the stock incorporated into the 300cc bottle, or this bottle incorporated into stock, however you want to put that the right way round, whatever. But it is nice and neat, and everything just fits in dead snug in this case. And then here's the rest of the gun. I'll just show you the guts there where the bottle screws onto. Really, really well engineered, nice and neat. And just look how snugly that fits in there. There's going to be no moving about with this gun once it's secured in its case. Anyway guys, that's your rack and load review of the FX Verminator Mark II. An absolutely superb air gun for pest control, in my opinion. That is pretty much the category I'd put this gun in. Pretty obvious really with a name like that, Verminator. But a great gun even to play with on the range. In fact, I'm going to take it for a bit more of a play now. So anyway, like I said guys, thanks for watching. That's your rack and load review. See ya. Case closed.